Okay, we plan something for this occasion, but I realize that it might be a bit complicated because I'm going to ask some questions to Memo. Memo, as you guys know and as you guys heard, he also studied history. He got an MFA from the University of California, San Diego as well. And he's been doing a lot of research on a series of issues, right? And among them, he's been doing research about the notion of aliendígenism or aliendígenismo, as well as doing research with Rancho Shampoo, who is a very complex character, and there's a very complicated cosmology and mythology around him. So some of the questions I'm going to ask to Memo have to do with that cosmology and that cosmovision. So I'm going to ask Memo to sort of explain some of the things that are happening in the installation, of the things that are part of this cosmology, and that part of this research that he has been doing, and these theories and particular interpretations of this. So I'm going to start, Memo. I'm going to start asking some questions, but again, we'll try to explain. I would, if you guys get lost somehow in the conversation or have questions, do not hesitate in asking us, and hopefully Memo will be able to explain. So, all right, so my first question, as you guys can see here in this tree, there are these objects, right? They are called almendroides. So what I want to ask Memo first is, like, if the almendroides are legal, and if not, is there an exception for ceremonial use by members of the Native American Church? Because believe it or not, these things have particular powers and create different alternate states of consciousness. So let's see, Memo, what can you tell us about the almendroides?
Okay, so thank you everybody for coming in, and probably I'm going to be ended up combining English and Spanish. I don't think it's going to be a problem, but if I get lost, I just get lost and come back, right? So, but the almendroides, it's, yes, they're legal. That's why we have it right here, right? So, and it's able, this almendroides, it's about to take a bite and travel to the cosmos or to the underground, whatever you wanted to travel. It's also about like the state of mind, if where you are right now, and if it help you out, and you're gonna be able to dig in your past and your family story, your and how to follow your own paths, your own travels, right? And in the community of El Cerro de La Panocha, where this character born, the character I'm referring is about Rancho Shampoo. It's where es un lugar muy complejo en el que se da y se crecen los almendroides. Sí son actos un poco ceremoniales, pero que tienen que ver con los ancestros or with people that are not around with us anymore. It could be somebody you lost through your life, like a family, your friend, your father's mother, brother, or sister. So that's why, to me, it's pretty important to have and eat these almendroides. Probably like Guillermo Estrada is going to be one path, as Rancho Shampoo can be another path, or like Memo Navajas could be in a crazy traveler. That's a little bit, but yeah.
All right.
They're legal.
Okay, I have another question. Well, continuing with this, I mean, considering that almendroides exist in this region, right, in the border region, as you mentioned, El Cerro de la Panocha, right, which is in Tecate.
Yes.
So it's somewhere between the U.S.-Mexico border, close
Yes.
to the reservation of Campos,
Yes.
right, the Cumeyay reservation. All right. Well, considering that the almendroides, are particular from this area, I'm wondering if somehow the cartels or the have somehow the cartels or the reaction the reaction of the federal government in relation to the border, has that affected somehow the production and the consumption of the almendroides?
Yeah, well, probably not the cartels, but could be, I don't know, but it's more like fake shamans, They're trying to bring this almendroide from El Cerro de la Panocha to, sell it to, with another purpose of to travel to the cosmos. But I don't think the cartels know about it yet. That's why they keep growing right now. But yeah, fake shamans, I could say, and I don't want me to offend these shamans. They are right to the border in Tecate. But I guess once no se han dado cuenta estos chamanes como falsos o que están en proceso de ser chamanes, que el almendroide sí le dan como una especie de mal uso por obtener un beneficio sin saber que el propósito es indagar en tu propia vida. No sé si el hecho de que estén tomando todos estos almendroides y sepan que en algún momento se pueden acabar porque es por la sobreexplotación.
Right. Did you guys get it, or should I explain?
Yeah.
Well, it's basically that there are fake shamans that are giving bad use to the almendroides, that instead of being used for self-exploration and personal research, they are using it for other purposes, right?
Yeah. So in other purposes, I can imagine it could be more about trying to, use it like to travel to different dimensions, but not the dimensions that I definitely wanted. The purpose of the almendroides has to be like research about yourself, it's more like that, not like a funny trip, it's what I meant when I mentioned that it's the bad use for these fake shamans, and this ended up into this fiction that I'm creating. It's a narrative that I've been working with, and it's about also autohistoria or self-history, how you combine this these stories and these elements through their reality, but it's also a fiction of myself in this part, right? And it's like following these three steps on these other two alter egos. That's why Rubén at the beginning was saying it's complex, but yeah, I guess it's something that I need to put more attention. Just to hide the almendroid is probably more than que no estén tan a la vista, right?
All right. So now I have another question. Rancho Shampoo is considered to be an aliendígenas, right?
Yeah.
And we have this category, right, that you've been studying and about aliendígenism and how. So aliendígenism sort of refers, from what I understand, refers to this particular category in the border that relates to the indigenous that has also been perceived as alien, paradoxically, right? So my question is, how is Rancho Shampoo or the aliendígenas in general, how have they been recently affected by ICE? and the new policies of the new administration?
Well,
And if they are, how are they resisting that?
yeah. So probably the way they were, I mean, everybody's been affected about that, right? Like everybody, even the aliens with this, even us as a person in our different regions in Mexico and U.S., but also in Latin America. So, and also, I guess the aliendígenas, they are being, affected because it's not able to see who is with this in this time. And listen, my point of view, I'm not able to see who is aliendígena or who is not because I don't have this kind of conversation. The important thing about being aliendígena, it's to have a conversation, to share stories, ideas about other people, like how we can combine stories about your life and my life. So I'm unable to see how many aliendígenas are right now. Probably what I need to end up, doing un censo, ¿cómo se llama? Census. For how many aliendígenas are around. I think it's a lot of aliendígenas around, but I need to get into that, very strict or strategic census to understand also who is and who is not. And the way, I never thought about the way that they could be affected, but at the end, with this politics that are happening right now, I guess even us as human beings, we are affected. And the only way to avoid this politics that are happening right now about invasions and this and that, it's for the aliendígenas just travel to the cosmos and just, let's go to another space that is not Earth, or let's go to the underground to check it out. Other ways to survive in this context, right? So the only thing that I can imagine is to save ourselves is lanzar nuestra alma al cosmos, or throw ourselves or our souls to the cosmos, not to run away the problems, but just to avoid a little bit. Right now, to like a resistance. I think it's the way that I can understand it right now.
All right. When you had the opening of the exhibition, it's been heard that there was a sighting of the Yeti here at the exhibition.
Yeah. Yes.
And it has been said that often when Rancho Shampoo plays, or in some exhibitions or some activities, the Yeti gets to be seen for some reason or the other. I'm wondering, with the current situation right now, with climate change and how climate change has been affecting the ecosystem around the border, if somehow is the Yeti being affected by climate change?
Yeah.
Is the Yeti an endangered species?
And a what?
An endangered species.
Dangerous, yes.
Está en extinción.
Yeah, the Yeti is always in a dangerous situation to, in una especie de desaparecer, right? The Yeti. So the Yeti, it's pretty close friend of Rancho Shampoo, this character that it's I'm pretty involved on or getting, also my friend, right? So the Yeti is some kind of Bigfoot that's always around, and it shows up only when Rancho Shampoo shows up because they are pretty close friends. This time, I guess Rancho Shampoo sent it to the show. He showed up on the opening of the this show. And if you can see if the climate change it's affecting the Yeti, I guess yes, because ahora lo vi un poquito más flaco, right? Like before. So that's why I guess it's not eating properly. It's definitely probably where he's from. It's in that region is not much almendroides also to
For his consumption.
eat and get, the size that he used to be. Like, because it was pretty big and tall and strong. But right now it's like,
Is there any, do you have any suggestions of how could we protect the Yeti, or what could be done to protect the Yeti?
so probably just feed him, with whatever. Just feed him, and that's it. Because, probably he needs to eat more. Eat more. So,
All right.
yeah, that's the only way.
All right. Okay, Guillermo, we have another question here that it's about Don Juan, las enseñanzas de Don Juan, and Rancho Shampoo.
Yeah.
Because it is been said that Don Juan actually lives in Tecate, right?
Yeah.
There's actually this it has been said that Tata Cachora is actually Don Juan, who eventually inspired Castañeda.
Yeah.
So my question is what is the relationship? Is there a relation between Don Juan and Tata Cachora in this case, and Rancho Shampoo?
So I guess it's
Or what can you tell us about that?
yeah, that's that's what I was mentioning in the beginning, that I don't want to offend, no chamans on the region. But yeah, I guess Don Juan or Tata Cachora is one of the persons or the shamans that are abusing about the almendroid, right? So because it's something that I've been doing some kind of research about it or getting in contact. I haven't had the chance to go straight with Tata Cachora since, I guess, I don't know, like 10 or 15 years ago. But he's making teas with plants and this and that. So when I knew that he was, selling the product instead of, give it as for free, or giving it because the hill or where this grows, is when I realized that it was doing some kind of bad use on the almendroid. So that's why Rancho Shampoo is trying to not to fight about it, but create more conscience that these almendroides are for free to travel to the cosmos. It's not for any
For profit.
Yeah, for profit. That's the correct. So it's a little bit un poco no están peleados, pero tampoco son amigos. They're not against each other, but they're not friends also.
All right. All right. I'm going to ask you another question. Recently you've heard, obviously, not necessarily recently, it's been years, but there's in Mexico, we have seen the Zapatista insurrection, and then while here in the United States, we have the American Indian movement. So I was wondering that what would be the relation? Does Rancho Shampoo have any relation, or would he have any commentary about these insurrections or these organizations?
Well, I don't think so that he have even a connection right now with the Zapatistas or other, other political, like the Native American, what is it, like?
The American Indian movement.
Yeah, American Indian movement. I don't think that he have this kind of connection since he's traveling all the time to the cosmos and to the underground and trying to go on, because it's always traveling up and down, but not on como lineal o en una forma terrenal. Pues. So that's why I don't have any comment about, because I don't know much about how he connect with Zapatistas or American Indian movement.
All right. Yeah. Do you think there's any lessons of aliendígenism or any relation between the ideas of aliendígenism and the colonial practices in the world or in the rest of the cosmos?
Yeah, probably one of the things that I can think about is more about just to rethink the story and the personal story about for the future, because I think it's like everybody's like all the historians says, the history is always la historia siempre se repite, no? So one of the things, or one of the lessons about being alien or aliendígena, it's just to see yourself as a person or an indígena and try to recognize another aliendígenas, share stories, share your story, share your the story of your region, and in order to rethink also the history of the regions, so that way we cannot repeat something that we don't want to repeat, right? Like it could be to pick the same president or to pick something that you don't like, right? Like just able to go back and forth to even if you think about the past and the future, you just go back and forth through the history, right? That could be some kind of comment that I could have about it.
All right. Okay, I mean, recently there's been a lot of talk, and not just talk, I mean, there's a lot of speculation, of course, economic speculation as well, in relation to artificial intelligence. Mm-hmm. And so I'm wondering if Rancho Shampoo somehow, if he has any relationship, or if he's dealing somehow, what would be his take on artificial intelligence, and also about Skynet?
Yeah, no, I guess it's pretty related with the stuff, right? Like stuff question. But yeah, we were talking about this, I guess, yesterday, about how also the art is changing lately, right? And how AI is taking place also in this art scene or art community, because you don't know where the AI is going to take you, and also if this kind of installation, they're going to be like, como van a ser suficientes en el futuro como parte del arte, o simplemente pues todo va a ser virtual, ¿no? So in that sense, if you think about how Skynet back in the 80s wanted to get into the human race, to get rid of the human race, it's also a little bit close to what is happening in the reality with the Skynet back in the 80s, but now with a new name, right? It's not Skynet anymore, but it's AI, right? So that's why I was thinking, and we were having some kind of conversation about how important it is, or think about questioning ourselves, like it is important to have this kind of installation, or should we go also collaborating with Skynet or AI in some kind of discussion is being, in a loop lately with friends and this kind of, talks. But one thing that I can see right now, we are like, following a path that we can become AIs too, right? Because also, Rancho Shampoo came from a little bit close to the Skynet thing back in the 80s, but right now it's also, I can imagine this could be also hard for him to understand AI, and it's taking place every time. So, yeah, I guess I'm getting to an AI right now, so like, yeah.
All right. So I have another question. I mean, Latinx futurism, futurismos indígenas, or transtemporality. Because it seems to me that Rancho Shampoo, it is not just connected to the future, but it's also the past,
Yeah,
the present. What can you tell us about it?
I guess it's more like transtemporalidad, I guess. It's easy, I guess, for Rancho Shampoo to have this this travels into the different dimensions then, because if you say ¿cómo? Se me olvida la palabra latina, latino futurismo. No,
Latinx futurism.
So, I guess the transtemporality is more open, and it's not, just on one thinking about Latin or futurism. It's just transtemporality could be for anyone, and also for us as a human beings, not like being only Latins or Europeans or gringos or paisanos. It's I guess it's more interesting. I guess I'm going to talk for Rancho Shampoo. The transpolarity for me is also more. It's an open mind to think more about traveling to different places or following paths like this right now.
All right. Well, all right. I guess I have one last question before we open the discussion.
The exam is too tough. Not even an MFA was that.
This one is where to get the PhD. No, the last question. Well, it's an easy one, should be, but anyway. Predator,
Okay.
Alien, Terminator, or Rancho Shampoo?
Shit. No, I guess Terminator. Not Rancho Shampoo, forget about Terminator, That's
all right. Well, okay. Just a few things to mention right now. As a conclusion. Well, since the MexiCali Biennial is, I don't know. Everywhere we have these ideas about what the border is. Everybody makes an opinion. It's very obviously it's a construction. The construction, the idea of the border is an idea that. There's all these, prejudices about it that are very politicized, but often the reality of it has these other surprises, right? And I guess the MexiCali Biennial is now exploring this idea of the paranormal. which often, at least for a lot of us, we've had these odd experiences in this particular region that often, and I suppose in this particular case, there's, obviously a lot of the mythology of Rancho Shampoo. How do you explain these things? How do they sort of work out? So I don't know, saying this, I don't know if you guys have, I think the discussion somehow have at least provide you with some vision of the cosmology of Memo as well as Rancho Shampoo. Right, so I don't know if you guys have a particular question or a comment to open the discussion a little bit about the exhibition, the research that Memo is doing on aliendígenism, Rancho Shampoo, and I would even add, if you guys haven't heard the records of Rancho Shampoo and the Dub Indian Orchestra, but it's also another space of exploration, of aesthetic exploration there with the music of Rancho Shampoo. But if you have any questions or commentaries, Memo, you want to add something to this?
Probably what I would like to add about this is thinking about the border. I know that it's a lot of subjects and themes to explore or research. But to me, living in Tecate, where it's a small town, it gave me a little bit of freedom about, fictionalize also the border. Not thinking about the border as como una frontera lineal, right? What I was trying to explain before. I'm not thinking about the border anymore like in some just like the wall, right? I guess it's to me it's a rethink about the idea of the border, where you can see up, down, and go east, west, north, like some kind of bubble, or like mixing a little bit like the flour, the water, and the lard, the la manteca, to make a tortilla, right? And a different kind of a perspective of the border. So every time that I think about the border where I born, it's more about multi-dimensional or pluri-dimensional type of subject that it happens just right in the wall, if you want to take it like that, to create another, kind of identity, right? So, and what about being aliendígena? Well, when I start to work with this, with this concept about what is being aliendígena or what is aliendigenismo, it came just not because, the aliens. It's more about, and not the green aliens, right? Like you traveling to UFOs. It's not us as aliens, because every time that you travel to the US or to another country, when I start to also doing my residency to the US, they give me a number as an alien, right? And since I was Mexican at the moment, but then they give me this number that I was like being alien. But when I started to doing my research about my grandfather, who born in a Native American community, it's the Kumeyaay community in Campo, also was a little part of connection with the Native American or the indigenous from Mexico. So alien and indigenous or indigenous, they are opposite, because alien is foreigner and indigenous is the one who belongs to the earth, right? So combine that together, put it in a one word, aliendígena. It means somebody who is able to see through you can see through yourself, through your personal stories, share the paths that you've been, traveling. So if you see your travels gonna be totally different than me, than you, or you're the one who is on your side, it's because I'm from Tecate, but I was talking to somebody was from Jalisco, so if we find her path, it's gonna be totally different than mine. And if somebody's from Asia or from Middle East, whatever, her paths are gonna be totally different. Even if you go from one room to the other room, also it's you became an alien and indigenous at the same time, right? Because you are crossing borders and this and that. So that's why a little bit the explanation about being aliendígena is that, somebody who can fictionalize their story. That's a little bit of the concept of that. And if you practice the aliendígenismo, that means that you are able to connect with other realities, right? And also, if you're interested, you can find the texts we did for the MFA program in 2020 is more a lot of quotes and information that you can definitely get into it if you are interested, right? To become an aliendígena. But yeah, that's a little bit of an open idea about what is that. The test is hard. But yeah, thank you guys for coming and give us the time to, to connect, to make me connect some dots that sometimes gets lost in the process, but and be patient to sit down and also think about yourself and think about your family, think about your grandfather, your grandmother. So I guess that's a good exercise to understand where we are, where we going, and a dónde estábamos, no? Think about the past. So thank you for that.